said, no, I'm not having a bipolar hair moment. I'm just having a hair moment, okay? Anybody that's ever been a beauty school dropout, just like to play in their hair, you already know. You just gonna go from hair to hair. So I had to take strawberry off for a second to regroup my scalp. That's my excuse. So anyway, I want to talk to y'all really quick. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I just want to say shout out to every survivor of breast cancer or any other form of cancer. And shout out to everyone who has overcome and survived a domestic situation. It's tougher than it seems when you make it out. Now, I just wanted to share with you guys real quick. I was just in the car because I'm always talking to myself when I'm doing my makeup. And I was talking to myself this morning about, you know, people go through stuff. In life, you just go through stuff. And a lot of times, you're just not prepared. You're just not prepared for the things that you go through. And sometimes you're not even warned about some of the stuff that you're going to go through as an adult. And one of the things that I went through early on as a parent was I suffered from postpartum stress disorder. I never knew what it was. All I knew is after I had my child, I had a weird feeling inside that I couldn't explain. It was almost like a detachment. See, I was expecting this experience to be like my pregnancy because I was very excited. I loved being pregnant. I loved eating the food. The cravings was my best favorite. I enjoyed that. And on the movies, you know how when somebody had a baby, they want to get the baby and hold the baby in their chest and be like, oh, my baby, oh, I had a baby. I just didn't experience none of that. I just did not experience any of that. Matter of fact, after I had my baby, I just felt void. Then I began to, it began to be noticeable to other people. Have you ever been through something in your life where you know you got a problem and then everybody else start noticing that you got a problem? Then people start speaking on your problem and you still don't know how to fix the problem. That's what I went through because I didn't know how to fix what I was feeling inside about having the baby. Nobody told me, girl, after you have this baby, you're going to be feeling crazy. You're going to feel detached. Nobody shared that with me, okay? So I don't know if I didn't even know how to explain it to nobody else because I never heard anybody verbally say after they had their child, they felt detached. So for years, I went through the side effects and the effects of postpartum stress disorder after I had my child. Again, like I said, people was noticing that I had an issue. And I started trying to fix the issue on the back end. I really did. I tried to be loving. I tried to be kind. I tried to appear as if I was nurturing. I just tried, but I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. So years later, I was on, this was when Oprah Winfrey was out. She did a talk show like 8 years after I went through what I went through. And she had this woman on the talk show. And this lady, I don't even remember if it was a white lady or a black lady, but 9 times out of 10 it was a white lady because, like I said, I ain't never heard no black woman stand up to my girl. I got postpartum stress disorder. I just ain't never seen it. So the lady was on the talk show and she began to talk about how after she had her baby, how detached she was, how awkward she felt, and how she didn't want the baby to touch her, and how she just struggled with being nurturing towards the child that she had. Has anybody beside me been through something like this or been through a situation that you couldn't explain what it is? And I ain't talking about like, okay, you got the common cold. Everybody know when you got a cold. Or maybe you got a something else. But when you're going through something emotionally and mentally that you cannot explain to somebody, has anybody on the live been through something that you could not explain verbally? You knew something was wrong with you. You knew you was off, but you couldn't explain to other people what it was. So you were just out here lifing it. We'd just be trying to, life it. That's how we talk. Especially as a black woman. You just gonna life it. You gonna figure it out in the wash. So long story short, the young lady was talking about how she had postpartum stress disorder. And when I tell you, I was so captivated by everything that she said, because it described every emotion, every feeling that I had been going through and that I suffered. And it validated the fact that, girl, you ain't crazy. The validation, it was the validation for me. Let me just be real. It was the validation that you really ain't, this is real. People go through this. You're not alone. So I began to do some research. And I began to read, and as a young mother, I had to teach myself how to be nurturing and loving towards my children, because it wasn't naturally embedded in me. Is that weird? It just wasn't. I'm just being real. It wasn't there. So I had to learn how to be a mom. I had to learn how to love my children, because of, it's a demon. It's a spirit of postpartum. But I overcame it. And I absolutely love it when my children tell me, you're a good mom. When I first started talking to David, that was one of the things that he observed about me, is how nurturing and loving and kindness, is that how you supposed to say that? How kind I was towards my kids. He said I catered to them. I didn't feel like I was catering to them, because I'm like, child, you don't even know, honey, how I had to battle and crawl through walls of my mind and my soul to get to this point. So I'm saying all of this to say, be encouraged, girl, boy, because boys probably don't go through postpartum. But be encouraged when you're going through something that you can't explain to other people. Congratulations, and my hat's off to everybody that went through postpartum depression, suicidal thoughts, those inner struggles that we don't talk to people about, because sometimes that stuff is too deep for you to even explain to other people what's wrong with you. Because number one, they're gonna say you crazy. People look at other people from the outside, and you never know what someone is going through on the inside. Oprah Winfrey helped me that day. She put a name to it. So I want to encourage you, if you're going through something, doing deliverance, if you're struggling with a demonic entity, they want to know its name so that it can be casted out. And once you figure out the name of whatever it is that's tormenting you, it has to leave. The same was with this spirit of postpartum. Once I put a name to it, because for years I lingered, I didn't know what it was. I'm just thinking, I'm crazy. Really, I just really thought I was crazy. Because like I said, black folks don't walk around to my girl. You heard about Shanae? Girl, yeah, she got postpartum. I've never heard that word. So a name was put to it, and I was able to overcome it. So after I continued to have children, each time I would prepare myself for these weird feelings that would come over me after I had children. And I fought my way through it. I, as Bishop would say, and I don't even know if it's the right way to say, fake it till you make it. No, I had to put in the work. Some stuff come easy to people that didn't come easy to me, because I was battling with that spirit, and it really wanted to overtake me, but I overtook it. Shut up, I overtook it. Baby, when you find out what your issue is, instead of you let your issue overtake you, you overtake the issue. See, I became an expert of what was troubling me. So when it tried to peek his little sneaky head up, the devil, you is a lie. Everything that I read about postpartum, I made sure when that feeling came up in me, I did the opposite. Yeah, I did the opposite of what the paperwork say you're supposed to do. And that's what we got to learn to do. When they diagnose you with something, you put the word on it. I put the word on it. And I began to walk it out. And it was not easy for me. But the more I did it, the stronger I got. And it became a natural feeling for me to be loving and nurturing. That's the word, nurturing. Now, baby, I be nurturing everybody. That's what's so funny to me. I'm like, God, how you use the very thing that somebody struggle with as the very thing that they help other people with? People always come to me, oh, you're so nice. You're so kind. You're so... And they don't even know I had to go to war with LaShonda, starting with the birth of something that I gave birth to be nice, to be kind, to be loving. God used my children to help me in my deliverance. So I just want to encourage you on this morning. I don't care what they done said about you, and I don't care what you're going through. If a name has been put to it, instead of you walking around saying, you know, they said I'm bipolar and I'm schizophrenic. I'm schizophrenic. No. When you start having schizophrenic thoughts, go take your medicine. Because if somebody done gave you a diagnosis of something, you should know more about it than the doctor. You should break your neck to learn as much about something that's going on with you, so that when it comes up, you know how to handle it. Right? Is this good this morning? I'm just spazzing out and y'all looking at me like I'm just looking at you, or like you looking at me. You need to know about the situation so that you can know how to handle it when it come up. So I encourage you, whatever it is that you may have went through or may be going through, do the research so that you can call it by its name, so you can call it out. And you don't wear it as a badge. Nobody knew that I had postpartum. This is the first time I ever talked about it. But when I heard that lady say it, I knew what it was, because my spirit resonated with it. And I wanted to be the opposite of the things when I went back and studied that is accompanied with that spirit. So, y'all be encouraged on today. I got a new ebook dropping soon called Put That Cat on the Altar. And it's really talking about how years ago, I had this one young lady that I would always mentor. And she was always going through a flesh issue. She was, you know, she didn't want to be in these situations, but she always found herself in situations where she was one leg up and one leg up. So I told her, after years of counseling her, I just listened. You need to put your whole cat on the altar. Put it and sit it there until it cool off. Now I told her that. But when I found myself being single and trying to mingle, baby, I needed somebody to tie my cat to the altar, because it was hard. So I'm praying that this ebook will help single women on their journey to purity, because I understand how hard it is to live holy. You got a desire to live holy, but your kitty cat is purring, and meowing all over the place. I mean, it just is what it is. So I know that it's hard to be single. I know that it's hard to do it. At the end, of my singleness is when I got a breakthrough and I was able to live single. But even in that, when I got into a relationship, I still struggled with, hope you guys buy it for you or buy it for your friend. It might be a hard copy too. I got to see. I'm almost done. But I hope it's a blessing to you. I love y'all. If you should need me, if you're trying to birth out your book, your vision, whatever it is that you need help with, you can reach out to me. I'm reachable, I'm touchable, I'm workable. We can work on the prices. I give everybody a payable invoice so that you got the liberty to pay as you go. I pray that you was blessed today. And be encouraged. If you're going through something, if you're struggling mentally with something that you can't tell nobody about, people start looking at you crazy too when you start telling them about your issues. So a lot of times we don't tell people what's going on with us eternally. So tell somebody. Get to the bottom of what it is. And once you get to the bottom of it, you handle it and don't let it handle you. That's what I had to do. I had to handle it and not let it handle me. Because what you not finna do is walk around here thinking and talking about she don't like her children. No. I had an issue. I didn't know what it was, but now that I do, I'm gonna handle that. So you guys be encouraged. I love you. And again, should you need me, I'll let you go.